Okay, so I'm just here on my KDP Report section here, so you can see the orders that I've made in the last 30 days. And as you can see, it's just under 320. And now, of course, these are all paid for orders as well. And the great thing about the orders that I've made here is that I've not spent any money on any type of software for finding the niches that I sell within. And in this video, if you stick around, I'm going to show you the exact free method that I use to find hot selling niches. And also, none of these sales here are driven by ad spend, so it's all organic traffic from Amazon. It's just a case of finding really good niches, and as you can see, it's up to date and working in 2021 as well. Okay, so I've just come across to Amazon.com, and it's to be quickly noted that I do all of my niche research through Amazon.com and Amazon.co.uk only. So the first extension that I use is one called DS Amazon Quick View, and what that does, if I just quickly show you in the searches here. Okay, so what this extension does, it just shows the book ranking on the front page of results, so that you don't have to go into each book individually and check down here for every single book. So it saves you a ton of time. I'd recommend that you download this one straight away. You're going to find a ton of use for it throughout your publishing journey. And the other extension that I do use from time to time is called Keywords Everywhere, and all that does, it gives you more suggestions when you start typing something into Amazon search here. As you can see, it adds all these here, but you don't need that for this method. This is just something that you can use if you want to niche down even further. But for now, let's just take a look at how we can actually find low content books that sell well. Okay, so the very first thing that I do is to just find a starting point on the Amazon store, and you can use the same starting point every single time, but I'd recommend that you switch it up. If you're publishing low content books, then you're already going to know a few examples of them. So for me, my starting point here is just going to be logbook, notebook. Okay, so let's search for that. Okay, so as you can see, it brings up a ton of search results here. Now, all I'm going to start doing is just clicking on books that I know are independently published, because I don't care about books like this that are probably that are sold through Amazon's FBA program. So this one I'm going to ignore because it's got such a bad sales rating. Okay, so the first book that you find when using this method is to make sure that this book is popular. Now, for example, this one here is independently published, and as you can see, it has 2,400 reviews, which means it is very, very popular and ranked 3,000 in books. So let's go ahead and click on this one. Okay, so right off the bat, we actually have this niche already that we can write down. And what I do is I keep a sticky notepad on the side of my screen here, if I can get this to load. Okay, and all I'm going to do is just write down any low content book idea that I come across. So the first one that I've come across is of course this one here, which is the password logbook. So let's go ahead and put logbook. Okay, now the next step here is to go ahead and just scroll down, and you could ignore this customers who viewed this item also viewed section and go to these two sections here, which is customers who bought this item also bought, and what other items do customers buy after viewing this item. Now this is great because it's going to find books that have been selling, so we know that customers bought this password book that we're on the page for here, and they've gone ahead and started to buy other things as well. So let's take a look. Let's take a look through a few of these first. So right off the bat here, I can see a #1 selling book here, which is a monthly budget planner. So let's go ahead and monthly budget planner our list. Okay, so let's just keep scrolling through here. Little password books, we've got this one down already. Here's another one. This is a bill payment tracker. Now I know that these are all independently published. Pretty much all of these are. Okay, let's write that one down. So this is a bills payment tracker. Okay, so I'm pretty much done with that section here. So I'm just going to check out the section below and do the same thing. Okay, so I've come across a meal planner here, which is one that I'm going to add to the list. So we have 4 already, meal planner. And I've actually missed this one here. I'm not quite sure what this is. Peace of Mind Planner. If that sounds like something you're interested in selling, you can put that down too. Peace of Mind Planner. Okay, then we have an accounting ledger. Write that one down. Okay, so I think you get the idea of where we're going with this. And once you've exhausted all these pages and you find yourself a good few niches, what you can do is just start the process again. But now you don't even need to think of a starting point because you have these as your next starting point. So I'm going to pick one of these to use as my next starting point, which will be, let's just go with the meal planner for now. Then copy that and come back up to search. And we're going to do the same thing again here. Let's ignore this one because we've already seen this one. And we're going to find the independently published books. And that's what's so great about DS Amazon Quick View is that if you just hover over the book, you can see right away that this book here, for example, its publisher is Source Books, which means it isn't independently published. Now on this one is clearly independently published here. So let's go down and find another independently published one. Okay, so this one is independently published and it's a meal planner with a grocery list. Let's go ahead and look at that. Okay, it's going to be quite popular because it's rated quite highly and has 170 views here. So let's do the same thing that we did before. We can come down to so the reason I'm not looking at the customers who viewed this item also viewed is because I'm under the impression that if someone's looking for a meal planner and they haven't bought this one, it probably means they're just going to be looking for other meal planners. As you can see, these are all meal planners. So let's go ahead and look at this section below. Okay, so there's only one section here this time. I'm not quite sure what that is, but we can go through this one anyway. Okay, so the first one here I can see is a daily, weekly, monthly 2020-2021 planner organizer. Okay, and this one here is an updated monthly budget planner, large annual financial budget planner and tracker, bill payments tracker, daily food and exercise journal. Okay, so there's not much here that we can add to our list, and if we don't find it, then don't worry, we can go back to our list and pick another one out here like accounting ledger. Okay, so we can pick out an independently published book that's doing well. This one here. And we can scroll down to the customers who bought this item also bought section. Okay, here's one here that we've not seen before, which is a mileage logbook. You can write that one down onto your sticky notes. Let's keep going. Checking account ledger. Small business logbook. Okay, so once you've got a list of ideas written down here on sticky notes or wherever you want to record it, you can go ahead and just do like a sort of check to see if these are actually selling well on Amazon and if they're worth your time. So what I'm going to do here is just go through each one of these. Now obviously you're going to have a lot more than I am if you just follow this method. For the sake of time, let's just do a couple. Let's do the password logbook and search for that on Amazon. Okay, so this is where DS Amazon Quick View, this tool here, the one that shows the ranking on the front page, comes in use. I'm just going to ignore the sponsored ones because the ranking for these are obviously going to be high because they're spending money on ads for their books. Okay, so let's ignore them. And again, we're going to ignore anything that isn't independently published and take a look at the rankings for ones that are independently published. Okay. So this one here is ranked 3,200, which is amazing. One is ranked 5,800, which is again amazing. So I already know that these ones aren't published through Amazon's publishing platform because they have the band here. It's obviously an actual product that people are sourcing, so ignore them. That's not independently published. That one's not either. Okay, so this one is, and it's ranked 10,000, which again, extremely good. This one here is independently published, and okay, in my opinion, this is a really good sign because I don't think this is a good cover at all, and the rank is still under 1 million and it has hardly any reviews. So if someone's willing to buy a book with a cover that isn't particularly good, then it's a really good sign that the niche is very, very strong. And let's just take a look at a few more here. So again, this is ranked 7,000, which is amazingly good. That's not independently published. None of these are independently published. Here, excellent. It's ranked 90,000. Those are reviews, doing really well. So just go through the first page of Amazon for the search term that you're looking for. So we typed in the password logbook here, and we just gone through the first page of independently published books, and we're just looking at the rankings for each one. And what I go by generally is to make sure that a lot of the books on the first page are at least ranked under 1 million. And if you can find ones that are ranked, if you can find like 4 or 5 that are ranked, say below 100,000, below 50,000, then your niche is golden. It's absolutely good to go for. Don't overthink it. Okay, so for example, if you search for something and the search result here is quite high, it's not on this one, but let's imagine that this is 20,000, 10,000 results for the book that you're looking for. What you can do is use the other extension that I just spoke about, which was, I believe it's keywords everywhere, and just go ahead and start typing your niche words in. So this is password logbook, and then go ahead and press spacebar. What it's going to do is going to bring you a ton of ideas to help you niche down even further. So if you feel like you found a strong niche but there's a ton of competition for it, go ahead and use this extension and niche down even further. Okay, so as you can see, people are looking for logbooks with tabs, alphabetical tabs for seniors, large print, which was, I believe I actually did one of these myself and it sold quite well. And then you can do the same process of just checking the independently published books and seeing what their rankings are, okay? And that's it. That is a free method to finding hot selling niches. If you spend 1 or 2 hours doing this, you're going to find tons and tons and tons of niches. You're never going to run out if you use this method. I hope this helps you find some killer niches. If it does, go ahead and please subscribe to my channel because there is more to come. Thank you.